All right, CJ, we talked a little bit off camera, a little flight difficulties getting here, but you made it.
Just a little bit. Fly Eagles fly. Got laid over in Philly, and I got a chance to see where the Eagles play. So, no worries. It was actually a good thing. So, we're here now, though.
Yeah, now that you're in the big show, you got the promotion working for you, making sure you're getting from point A to point B. But we didn't get the chance to talk to you about your last fight because it happened so quickly. You had short notice and everything like that. But, how excited were you to finally get the call up to Bellator? I know you've been grinding for years and years.
Man, I was extremely excited when my manager, Warren Hodak, sent me the fight. It was just I didn't have time to digest it while I was here. But it was an awesome experience, and now here I am for the second round, and it's going to be a different story this time.
Yeah, and it was a weird scenario because it was short notice, and you also ended up fighting one of the top dogs in the division. It wasn't
an animal,
right? It wasn't like you were coming in here and fighting somebody, another newcomer or something. So I guess how do you even break that fight down? Were you able to take stuff away from it? Is there some parts of it where you're like, I give myself a break? I guess how do you analyze it?
You know what? I analyzed it as soon as I got out of the cage. I went back and watched it, and it's a blessing in disguise. I feel like Magomed gave me the best that he had. He's one of the top fighters in the world, and I took that fight on a week's notice, and I trained to win. I wasn't going in there just to be like, oh, well, he's good, I'm going in there to back down. No. There were glimpses in that fight where, I was coming forward, using my footwork and whatnot, and, trying to wrestle one of the top bantamweights in the world. And it just didn't work out the way I wanted to, but that's fine. That's the name of the game. But I went back to the drawing board, and I was like, okay, I know the things that I need to work on, and they're very minuscule, and I lost that Friday, and I was in the gym that Tuesday, and here we are. So like I said, it's going to be a different story now. So I really needed that Magomed fight to just kind of propel me, not really propel me, but fuel the fire, for this fight, because I like I said, I needed that.
Yeah, and how good do you you've been in there with some tough guys, Casey Kenny and some others.
Yeah.
How tough do you think Magomed is? Do you think he's going to be champ in this division sometime?
Well, it's hard to say because I'll be champ one day.
That's true.
But yeah, he definitely has a very big chance of doing that. I was talking to my coach the other day. The Bellator bantamweight class is just as loaded as the UFC bantamweight class, in my opinion. And I watch both promotions. Look, Peter Yan lost to Magomed, Magomed lost to Peter Yan. It's just stacked. It's a tough weight class. You got me thinking about the roster now, man. My bad. I went on a little tangent, but
that's all good.
Yeah.
So as a guy that's kind of newer to the division, do you think that's a good thing that you're coming into a division that's so stacked? Obviously there's a lot of tough matchups, but on the other hand, it probably makes you train harder than you would motivate you, right?
So being in this weight class is only going to bring the best out of me because, if I was and there's no weight class in Bellator that's not stacked. It's just, I guess because I'm in the bantamweight class, I can just see more. I can't really be like, oh yeah, 205 is stacked because I'm not a 205er. But it's gonna bring the best out of me, being in this weight class, and I enjoy it. I pride myself on being thrown in the fire. You're not gonna get any easy fights. You're not going to get any easy fights here. You're not going to get any easy fights in the UFC. Everybody's good at this level. You know what I mean? If you want an easy fight, not hating on, you never forget where you came from, but, you can get more easy fights at the local level. Here, it's like, this is the big dog. It's the big league. So, man, I love it. I enjoy it because, like I said, every day I train, every morning I wake up to go do strength and conditioning or go hit pads or do whatever. It's like, that's on my mind. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of big dogs in this weight class. So, I think it benefits me.
Yeah, certainly not wrong. And it's kind of interesting, right? Because the guy that you're fighting also made his debut against Magomed. So I guess, did you watch that fight? Was it easy to to break down because you had fought Magomed? Was there anything you were able to pull away from his fight? Or?
Yeah, some things. So it's crazy because as I was watching that fight to prepare for Magomed, and I told Big John this a couple minutes ago, I was like, man, out of 500 to 1,000 times, I watched that fight, 10% of the time I was watching Mattos because in my mind I was like, this could potentially be, an opponent. So, but for the most part, when I was watching Magomed, I was watching him, but subconsciously I was watching Mattos as well. But, there's some things that, and I said this before, styles make fights. There's some things that went down in the fight with me and Magomed that didn't go down in the fight with him and Mattos. So you don't really know, initially, because he could have, had some type of injury when he was fighting Mattos or me. So you never can really, double down and be like, okay, this is how this person is going to fight. But everyone has their little intricacies and little tales that they do from the day they start to like now, especially when fatigue sets in or adversity. So I try to look for stuff like that.
And I guess that bodes the question. You focused on yourself. You improved. You broke him down a little bit. I mean, how do you see it playing out on Friday when you guys get in there?
Oh man, I see my hand getting raised. I'm 100% confident in wherever the fight goes, whether he wants to keep it standing, if he wants to wrestle. Like, it's gonna be a different story than my debut. I promise. I'm moving around because I can't contain my excitement, man. I'm so ready to get in there and just show, like, okay, my last fight, I fought a killer. And this is what the bantamweight division has to figure out. We'll have to worry about.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to the sophomore appearance on Friday, and best of luck, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.